Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Angelo Bavaro.
And I'm Bridget Buerler. Glad you're with us tonight. Strong winds caused some problems and left behind damage across our state. This morning, just after 11, a large tree fell on top of a USPS vehicle near the intersection of Hillside Street and Homecrest Street. No one was in the truck when it happened, but take a look at that windshield. My goodness. The tree also took down a number of power lines.
And over in Woodstock, more trees took down power lines and even sparked some fires. We're told some utility poles are damaged. People tell us damage was the worst from Ardvidson Road to Stone Ridge Road. 10 poles were taken down there. Crews are working to get everything back to normal tonight.
Let's check in with meteorologist Deshaun Robinson for a first look at the forecast. Deshaun, winds were really aggressive last night. Are they calmed down a little bit tonight?
Yeah, thankfully, the damaging wind threat is over, but we will see winds increase again as we head into tomorrow afternoon. So still secure your loose items, even though the winds will not be as strong as today. Now, the winds have backed off compared to earlier. We're only seeing gusts close to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, winds will increase. We will see those gusts blowing over 30 miles per hour, approaching 40 miles per hour, especially in those elevated areas. Now, there is a slight chance for some power outages, but the risk is certainly low and lower compared to today. If you are heading out there, temperatures are in the 30s to low 40s in most places, 44 in New Haven, 35 in Hartford, and about 39 degrees right now in Chester. It is mostly clear overhead. We will see partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies tonight. Temperatures will fall to near 30 degrees in most places. Tomorrow will be a great day to walk your dog. Seasonable temperatures, lots of sunshine, but again, beware of the wind as we are forecasting some strong winds in the afternoon. Gusty winds for your Saturday, mix of sun and clouds on Sunday, still breezy, but then much warmer as we start next week. Coming up, I'll let you know more about next week's weather. Back to you guys.
All right, sounds good, Deshaun. Thank you. Hundreds of Eversource customers woke up this morning with no power due to the extreme winds that Deshaun was just talking about.
And crews have been working hard all day to get those lights back on.
Fox 61's Jamel Johnson spoke with people about how the wind and the power outages affected them.
If you went outside and stood in place for just a minute, you know how hard it was to stay on your feet. That's because of winds of up to 40 miles an hour that could sweep just about anything off its feet.
You know what, it honestly felt like hurricane season.
That's how John LaFerrier described the winds that blew through North Windham. His family was one of hundreds that were affected by power outages.
5 a.m. this morning, there was like 3 loud booms. It could have been some of these transformers, maybe, I don't know, but power's been out since 5. It's 50 degrees inside. I got a toddler in there, 3 dogs.
LaFerrier says he's lived in Connecticut all his life. He says he can't recall a time where winds were this bad.
It does pick up pretty good, like going from the springtime, but like 50 miles an hour gusts, like, I'm like, yeah. Dude, when the wind's going faster than you are on the back road, when you're covered by trees and everything, you're kind of like, what the heck is going on?
It's been a nightmare for his family, who's had to endure no power and cold temperatures.
I'm actually just really surprised that it's not been fixed yet. It's kind of crazy how cold it is.
Across the state in Woodstock, Bolton, and Newington, fallen trees took out power lines and cars. In Bolton and Woodstock, the downed branches led to small brush fires. Even though Sheila Amder from Coventry wasn't affected by the power outages, she was still a victim of the wind.
I got attacked by my garbage cans, which fell over and hit me in the head.
It actually hit you in the head?
Yeah, the top flew off and hit me right in the head and almost knocked me over, but I'm here to tell about it.
Did you put some ice on your head or anything?
No, it's a very hard head.
The winds also interrupted one of Amder's daily activities.
I mean, I usually walk in the morning, but I wouldn't go out and walk in this.
If you don't have power right now or lose power at any point, all you got to do is go online and check the Eversource website for updates. Just find your location and see what the cause of the outage in your area is, and sometimes the estimated time of restoration. In Mansfield, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
And as you can see here, plenty of people are still without power this evening. This is a current look at those numbers, which is just over 5,800 customers across Connecticut. Well, anxiety continues for several Connecticut communities over the future of their health care.
Hospitals in Waterbury, Manchester, and Rockville must find a new group to buy them from Prospect Medical Holdings. This after a previous one with Yale New Haven Health Hospital failed to reach an agreement.
Tonight, Fox 61's Stefan Reel shares the concerns from hospital workers and what comes next in this.
With the Yale New Haven Hospital deal now out the window, communities now wonder what will happen to hospitals like Manchester Memorial right here, since it was under Prospect Medical Holdings, who just filed for bankruptcy in January. Now communities are asking for someone to step up before conditions potentially erode even more.
The part that's really scary about this whole scenario, we can't stop it.
Emotional words from Ed Godomsky kicked off the week for lawmakers, as the internal union organizer for Waterbury Hospital nurses and tech workers brought employee concerns to light and how bad things have gotten at local hospitals under Prospect Medical Holdings' reign.
Staffing levels are greatly understaffed. Computers and medical equipment have not been maintained or replaced, and critical services have been threatened and have loaded the hospital with debt, only to leave patients, workers, and communities with the consequences.
What is the current feeling for people working in these hospitals?
A lot of that feeling of uncertainty. There's a very strong feeling that they should not get away with this.
Dave Hannon, the president of the same union, tells me the hospitals have spiraled during the time it took to try and come to a potential deal. The money generated from those hospitals in Manchester, Rockville, and Waterbury going to California instead of being directly invested into the hospital. Connecticut Senator Saud Anwar tells Fox 61, while the bankruptcy proceedings have helped fight back against this issue, it hasn't solved it until a potential sale is made.
Some of the money is coming back to the state of Connecticut, but Prospect still has a say on how much of the money can come to the state of Connecticut. Because they cannot reinvest into the community, they cannot actually provide all the level of services that the community needs.
At the moment, the lawmaker and the union are championing House Bill 6873 to prevent another company like PMH from taking over the Connecticut hospitals, thus correcting an ongoing issue that exists in the state, all while a new deal is being developed to keep the hospitals open.
It covers about 500,000 population in our state, so they will continue to need service. And they are actually financially very viable too. So any healthcare system who are hopefully not-for-profit ones would look at this as a very serious opportunity for them.
Senator Anwar tells me that it's still unclear how long it'll take for the sale to go through, but we might actually have an idea. These documents right here show a proposed sales timeline, which include a sales hearing for the Connecticut hospitals on June 5th of this year. As for those potential groups who might be interested, no concrete answers have been given on who they might be at this point. But for now, in Manchester, Stefan Reels, Fox 61.
New Haven police are investigating a shooting on Huntington Street that happened earlier tonight. This is a look at that scene, somebody being arrested there. We do know that a shooting victim arrived by private vehicle to a local hospital. However, we do not know if there are injuries connected to this incident at this time. Still lots of details we have to work out here. That person is expected to be okay. We'll continue to update you as we learn more.
In other news tonight, a Bristol man was accused of trying to lure two young girls out of a Dollar Tree store, and he's now behind bars tonight. Police say 66-year-old Robert Darche approached the girls, who were 10 and 11, at a Dollar Tree on Farmington Avenue in Bristol. This happened back in January. Police say he offered them money and asked them to follow him. The girls ran to their parents. Smart thinking there. Detectives used surveillance video to identify Darche, who is now charged with attempted kidnapping. And in New Haven, man has been found guilty of having illegal firearms. 36-year-old Timothy Wilfong is a convicted felon and is prohibited from owning a firearm. On January 18th, 2024, New Haven police officers attempted to stop him as he was driving a car with license plates that belonged to a different car. When police attempted to stop him, Wilfong ran from them. Sentencing is scheduled for May the 1st.
We have an update now on a story that we told you about yesterday. A Meriden man accused of a hit and run is in police custody tonight. Police say 31-year-old Diego Mosquera Garcia hit a man who was crossing at Cedar and Park Streets. Police say Mosquera Garcia drove away without helping that man, who was then hit by another car. That driver stayed at the scene. The man was taken to the hospital and is recovering tonight. Mosquera Garcia is out on bond. He'll appear in court later this month. 3 pet dogs are dead after a fire broke out overnight at a multifamily home in New Britain. Here's a look at that scene. Firefighters rushed to Broad Street around 12:30 in the morning and found those flames in a third-floor kitchen. The flames were spreading to another apartment as well. No people were hurt here. The fire marshal is now investigating. A daring rescue for 2 fire departments and a rope rescue team. On Wednesday, they rescued 2 stranded hikers in New Hartford. Those hikers had gotten off the Tunxus Trail and got stuck and were unable to go up or down. To make the rescue a little harder here, rescuers had to go down a steep hill as it started raining and getting dark out. Luckily, everybody was able to make it out safely, and there are no word of any injuries.
As debates rage in Connecticut on how to lower energy bills, Governor Lamont wants the federal tariffs and is warning that they could make solutions obsolete. Now, Canada and Mexico tariffs took effect on Tuesday with a 10% tariff proposed on electricity imports from Canada. Governor Lamont says that will drive up Connecticut energy rates overall. That's because the New England power grid relies on generation to our north.
For us, yeah, I worry. If they put a 10% on a hydroelectric coming down from Quebec, that could cost our region, well over $100 million. So watch for what you wish for, because everything has repercussions. You want to bring down the price of electricity, you're jacking it up.
The White House says the tariffs pressure Canada to stop the flow of illegal immigrants and drugs from the northern border. Just this afternoon, President Trump threatened even more tariffs targeting lumber and dairy products. Those would be at a 250% rate compared to the 10% on electricity imports.